please like, share, and subscribe. Just Showbiz channel, and I'm super happy to be here giving an interview with Tanisha at Just Showbiz. So keep watching.
हेलो एंड वेलकम टू जस्ट शोबिज। इस वीडियो में हम लेकर आए हैं एक्सक्लूसिव चैट विद मॉडल टर्न्ड एक्ट्रेस मेधा राणा। मेधा ने हाल ही में वुड सिलेक्ट की क्राइम थ्रिलर वेब सीरीज लंदन फाइल्स की लीड एक्ट्रेस के बतौर एक्टिंग करियर में अपना डेब्यू किया। लंदन फाइल्स में मेधा के ऑपोजिट हैं अर्जुन रामपाल और पूरब कोहली। तो आइए सुने मेधा के साथ हुई पूरी बातचीत।
Okay, so welcome to Just Showbiz. Myself, Tanisha Chitranj.
Hi, Tanisha. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, so I would like to start up by congratulating you for making an acting debut with London Files.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, so what made you what took you so long to make your acting debut?
What took me so long? I think, honestly, I don't think I took really long to make a debut. I think now that I look back in retrospect, I feel like everything happened in its due course. And it's like I finished college in Bangalore and I moved to Bombay and I was modeling for 1 or 2 years. And then I had been auditioning in that duration as well. And then I got my first acting job. And this seemed to be the perfect one. So I'm very glad that it happened. And I feel like timeline wise, everything happened in the right time. Like I think I was the most prepared to make a debut when this came to me. So yes.
Okay. So how was your experience facing the camera for the series?
How was my experience facing the camera?
Camera for the series, like for London Files, if we talk.
It was incredible, honestly. I did have because I've been modeling for a while, right? I do have some experience on how like to face the camera and the basic stuff, but a film camera is very different from normal photography cameras. And I have done a few advertisements and television commercials where I've had the exposure to be on a set which is like a film set but like a much smaller setting, and obviously you shoot for ads for like a day or two at max and wrap up the whole thing. So I had the basic knowledge and understanding of like how acting on camera is, because I've done theater as well during my school and college, um, from which camera acting is very different. And there was a lot of learning on the job, but um, I think the first few days, or actually the first day that I had on set on London Files, it was a lot of like absorbing in the space and like asking questions to my DOP and my ADs about, oh my God, what is this camera? How does it work? So is it my close now? What is the lens that you're using? So I was this inquisitive kid who would like go on asking these questions because I wanted to be aware of what is happening around me in order to comfortably perform. Yeah.
Okay. So what attracted you to take the role of Maya?
So this is actually a very funny story. So I got the details about this project, including a little synopsis of the story and a little character brief on Maya Roy and a little bit of like two short scenes from the script to prepare for my audition, and of course the details of the show. And that's how it is. That's how audition messages go out. So when I got this, I was I didn't open any of the documents. My attention straight away went to the name of this character, which was Maya Roy. And believe it or not, I read the name and I was like, you know what, this is it. And just something struck a chord with um, the character. And then I, of course, went through the whole process of auditioning for it and stuff. And everything just felt really right and in sync. So yeah, that's how it happened.
So talk something about your character Maya. Like, who is Maya?
Okay, so Maya Roy is a 19-year-old girl who studies in London. She's grown up there. She's the daughter of a media mogul, and she is this rebellious kid who is very intelligent, very emotionally intelligent, and she stands up for what is right, and she believes in you know equality, and she believes in supporting the right causes. So she's always been this like righteous individual who, despite of having lived a privileged life in a city like London, has always had the heart to relate to people who lack that privilege. And that quality of hers is exactly what sort of takes her character's graph to the point where she eventually ends up being the face of an immigrant revolution. And she takes all the choices that she as a character makes throughout the story are based on her beliefs and her patterns that she follows through her life. So there were these many things about Maya's character that really attracted me to play her. It was definitely not easy. It was quite a challenging process to like find her and create her, and then to be able to play her with all those smaller nuances, because she has a lot of layers to her character, and if you watch the show you'll see a lot of them unfold throughout the story. And she goes from being like that kid to being the face of a revolution, and to, despite of the stakes being so high, taking the right call and then saving people. So there's a lot that happens. So all of this on paper attracted me so much towards her, and um, just made me want to play this with all my heart and take on this challenge of finding her and playing her. Yeah.
So, what Maya left with you? Like character, anything Maya left in you? Like, how relatable the character is for you? Like, what's for you? Character was for you. Anything
I
you
think,
took from?
yeah, I think I could relate a lot to Maya because she's a rebellious kid. She is a very righteous person, and she is someone who, if she sets her mind to something, she does it. She will not listen to like anybody who tries to defer her from where she's set to achieve her goals. And these are certain qualities that I too possess in my real life. So there were certain similarities that I had with this person, but then the journey that he goes on to take is something which I was completely um, unaware of. Like me as a person, Medha hasn't gone through any of that, right? I have not been through like the stuff that she does in the story. When you watch, you'll find out. So um, we were similar in many ways. And the best part was that I learned so much from her, through and through the journey. When I was trying to find her, there's a lot that I learned from her character, which actually helped me become more confident and righteous as a person. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah.
Okay. So, London Files is a thriller, right? So, how much interesting is genre? What's the shoot? I mean, thrillers are very different kind of genre, right? There
Mhm.
are. So, how much interesting? Like how much interesting it was you to shoot for the.
Honestly, thrillers are one of my favorite genres. I absolutely love watching thrillers and detective stories. Me and my dad, in fact, we make it a point that every time we are together in the same TV room, we ensure that we watch like a good thriller film and go to bed. Um, Absolutely love watching intense stories. Um, I am very, very excited and happy about the fact that I got to do a story which was a thriller, a proper like crime thriller story as my debut, because it gave me the opportunity to experience something that nuancy in terms of like performance wise, and also in terms of the story, because it's so interesting. And there's so much that happened throughout the story that I got a chance to be a part of something that I, as a viewer, would absolutely love to watch. So I'm really happy about that. And watching thrillers has, of course, been, I love watching thrillers. Some of my favorites are Sherlock, of course, and Seven, Shutter Island, all the Bond films. I just really enjoy watching thrillers.
Great.
Yeah.
So one of the best compliments you received for playing Maya so far.
I think I read a few reviews, and in some of the reviews, um, the people said that they could not tell that I was a debuter, or like this was my debut performance. And reading that really, like, made me feel good and confident about myself, and made me feel like, hey, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. It's like a reassurance and like a boost of confidence that really made me feel very good about myself. Yeah.
Your bond with on the sets of London Files with everyone out there, with your
So how
co-stars.
did
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a ball shooting with the whole cast. Arjun sir, Purab sir, Gopal sir, and Supreet Bedi, who's playing my mom, and there's Sapna Pabbi also, who I did not have a scene with. I didn't get a chance to meet her, but the entire cast and crew was like incredibly talented. And I had a ball in terms of like, because it was my first acting job, or like my first debut, my debut. It just, I was like a kid on set. I would just absorb energies from everybody around me, everyone doing their thing, and I'm just sitting there and observing. Oh my God, this is how they do it. This is how they do it, and that's how it comes out. The end product. So there was a lot of like absorbing of energies and like learning things on set. I had a ball. I was, to be very honest, initially I was a little intimidated when I found out that I was being cast alongside Arjun and Purab. They're big names, and I've grown up watching their stuff. Rock On is one of my favorite movies in India. And it was just incredible to like go on set, meet them, and then, hang out with them, speak to them. And of course it was a little intimidating in the beginning, but then the moment we got to like speaking, we just like, the ice broke and we started shooting. And then after a point, I did not view them as who they are. I viewed them as the characters that they're playing, and everything just became very easy from that step onwards. And of course I credit them a lot for that, because they helped me feel a lot more comfortable on set and give my best.
So one unforgettable moment from the sets.
One unforgettable moment. Honestly, the whole journey was unforgettable. I will never in my life be able to forget my first acting job experience with a bunch of people who I've never worked with before, and then just being around them every single day on set, traveling with them to locations, and having food together, sitting together for readings and rehearsals, and going into scenes. I think the whole process through and through, all the conversations, all the beautiful conversations that I had in the middle of takes, and even like during the whole schedule, I had a few days off in between because the other actors were shooting on those days. Even on those days, I would sometimes go on set just to sit and just to observe people. So I think there's not one memorable moment from this project that I was a part of. I think the whole journey was absolutely incredible, and I will never forget it. Yeah.
Okay, so from model to actor, brief your journey in 3 months.
Cool. So I think I started modeling at the age of 16 when I was in 10th grade, and it was a really good extracurricular thing to do, when you're back in school, because it gives you it gives you a very different platform. You get to work with very talented people. You get to work with people who are good at their jobs, and when you are that young, it's a big deal to be able to like go out there and work with people. and the kind of exposure that I got through modeling was pretty great, especially at that age, because it taught me a lot. The most important thing that I learned, from like during my years when I was modeling, was the fact that I really started accepting myself for who I was, or how I looked, or how I felt when I would interact with people, or it just I became a lot more confident about myself and more comfortable in my skin after having the kind of exposure that I had. And I think that really helped me, because now when I go on sets, or when I go for meetings with directors, or when I have auditions and stuff, or when I see myself on camera, I'm not conscious at all. I feel like, yeah, I've just really accepted myself for um, how I look and how I perform and who I am. So I think modeling really helped me with that, with like really accepting myself. So yeah,
So your dream role.
my dream role. Oh my God. I honestly want to do so much, and I would love to play like all kinds of roles. Realistically, I want to be open to be able to play whatever comes my way, as long as it's a meaningful, character and a meaningful story, and it adds on to my journey as an actor. Um, but if I had to give you like one name for my dream role, I think it would definitely be playing a superhero. I would love to do that. I would just, yeah.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman.
Of course. Why not, right?
Great. So, okay, talk something about your upcoming project, if you would like to reveal anything.
Yes. So right after London Files, I worked on this docudrama, which is titled Dancing on the Grave, directed by Patrick Graham. It's going to be coming out on Amazon Prime sometime next month, I think. And that was a very interesting and new experience for me, because it's, the whole format is very different from a film or a TV series. It's not, it's something that is based on a real life incident, and it's a crime documentary series, which means that this incident happened in real life. There's certain footage that they have of what happened, and there's certain footage that they had to create. So being able to play a real life character in itself was very interesting for me, especially in the beginning stage of my journey. I think to be able to do that was a very different but a very interesting experience. Apart from that, I'm currently working on a very interesting project, which I can't talk about right now, but that should also be out soon. Yes.
So lastly, a message for your fans.
A message for my fans. I think I would just like to say that for those of you who haven't watched London Files, please go and watch it. It's a really interesting show where we've put in all of our heart and soul in making something, and we shot for it during the peak time in COVID. So it was quite an experience to do that. And I think it's a very short show. It's 6 episodes of 35 minutes each, so like you can totally binge watch it with your family and friends. And I can vouch that you would enjoy it. And for the rest of the people, I think I would just like to say that never give up on your dreams, because as long as you're working hard and you're trying to make things happen for you and you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Yeah, I just really want to put it out there.
So wish you all the very good luck for your upcoming projects in future, ma'am. And it was lovely sharing time with you.
सो गाइस, अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपको इंडियन टेलीविज़न की ऐसी और भी लेटेस्ट खबरें, न्यूज़ और गॉसिप्स मिलते रहें, तो हमारे साथ बने रहिए और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए।